Hello and welcome to Unikron's Gaming. Today it's all about the GG Shinobi 2, The Silent Fury. Anyway, let's do some brief history courtesy of Wikipedia. The GG Shinobi 2, The Silent Fury is a 1992 side-scrolling action game developed and published by Sega for the Game Gear. It is the sequel to the GG Shinobi, an offshoot of the Shinobi series, created for the Sega portable system, i.e. the Game Gear. The player controls Joe Musashi as he rendezvous with his ninja allies from the previous game, giving the player access to different characters with unique abilities as the game progresses. So yeah, that's just a brief history of GG Shinobi 2, The Silent Fury. Alright, let's get to it. Presentation. Okay, so this is a handheld, the Game Gear. I'm not too sure how many people played on the Game Gear at the time, but it didn't have the best screen back then. I think the Atari Lynx probably had the best color screen that I saw. I didn't have access to that PC Engine handheld or the Sega Nomad. But anyway, yeah, this was second only to the Lynx in the quality of the screen. So bearing that in mind, this game was very colorful, very bright, very brash, because going from history, I played it a little bit, mostly watched my brother play it, but I played it a little bit back in the day. He got it day one on UK launch. He loved the GG series. He loves Shinobi and Shadow Dancer just like me. So yeah, graphics wise, I think it's really nice, really colorful. Look people, we got some parallax scrolling here, some decent parallax scrolling. It would have been nice if this game got ported to the Master System, but it didn't. To be honest, I think the Game Gear has better Shinobi games than the Master System. They got that awful, was it Cyber Shinobi? Jesus Christ. Yeah, whereas this is GG Shinobi 1 and 2, which are far, far superior games. The enemies animation I think is really good. I mean, look at that guy there. It's really nice. The character animation of the ninjas that you are, they're all the same, to be honest. They just got different weapons, and it's just a palette swap. And when they fold their arms, when they look at you, that's really cool. So yeah, for an 8-bit system and a handheld, I think the animation was really, really good. I mean, yeah, you can tell which way the water's going. That guy hanging down there, he's gonna throw out some sort of boomerang, and the boomerang animates nicely. I mean, look at that. It's really good. It's really good for a nice portable 8-bit system from 1992 when this game came out. I personally think it's probably one of the best looking games on the Game Gear. Some people might prefer the Sonic, and was it one of the Sonic and Tails games there? I think it was the third Sonic game on the Game Gear. People probably thought it looked the best, but for me, this is probably the best looking Game Gear game all around for me personally. Even though the game is short, you've got a nice variety of backgrounds. The enemies, there's a decent variety there. Sometimes certain enemies you don't see on every stage, which is nice. That means that they're stage specific, so that they had to draw out other enemies. I don't believe any of the enemies in this game are rehashes from enemies from other Shinobi games. I haven't seen these enemies in Shadow Dancer, Revenge of Shinobi, or Shinobi 3. So they may be rehashes of GG Shinobi. That I'm not too sure. I can't really remember the first game, but they look different to me, which is also nice. So that means that the game is not like some sort of crazy cheap rehash that you had to pay, was it £25 from back in the day in England? So yeah, that's really cool. But now, great graphics. Parallax scrolling is cool. Animation is good. They don't look stiff. Enemies animation is good. Enemy variety is also good, which I like that as well. So the only other thing really that is a little bit plain is the bosses. They look good. I don't understand where they come like this. What is this? Doesn't have a backstory. It's just a boss. So yeah, it's just, they don't quite make sense for the stages, whereas I feel that they did in the Mega Drive Shinobi games. The bosses made sense for the stages. Here, they're just bosses for the sake of bosses. They're nice big graphics. They look cool. There's no slowdown, probably because there's nothing behind them. They're just in an empty room. But they're complicated enough and you have to get past them. So, that's gameplay. Let me not get onto that part yet. The last things to talk about when it comes to presentations, the ninjas themselves and their attacks. So one has a sword, one has like a spiky thing on a chain. I don't know what the weapon's called. Hook on a chain. Another has one big ninja star. Another one can shoot multiple short ninja stars, or smaller ninja stars, sorry, not shorter. Just like he can in Revenge of Shinobi and Shadow Dancer. One throws a bomb out at enemies. So yeah, the hits look like they hurt. Some of them look weak, and you can tell as well by the sound effects with them, even though that's audio. As you can see here, the yellow ninja and his big yellow shuriken acts as a ninja boomerang, which is cool. It's actually quite strong because it hits on the way there and back, and if the enemy stays within the hit radius, it gets multiple hits on them, which is really nice. But overall, the red ninja is the strongest with his katana sword. And as you can see here, they're just the different things that the ninjas can do and the different areas that they can go to. But now that's about it for presentation. It's a really good looking Game Gear game. I'm shocked about the animation, to be honest. Even when the Game Gear is basically a Master System, realistically. There's not too much difference between them. But I'm shocked that this game didn't get that Master System treatment. I really am. And also, I don't think a Master System game like this, what's the closest I can probably say to it? Cyber Shinobi or Shinobi itself? They just didn't come close to this game. Even Shadow Dancer on the Master System didn't come close to this. So yeah, it's just, what team did this and why did they not work on, in my mind, the Master System version to get this game on the Master System? Because it just looks so good and it would have looked really nice on a big screen back in the day. And it would have been more realistic. Because obviously, as we know, Game Gear games were generally zoomed in because of the smaller screen. So it would have been much more realistic as well. Something to think about, I suppose. Oh well, it is what it is. Audio. When it comes to audio, let's talk about sound effects first. They're great. The thing that gets me is the chains. Like this particular ninja here, when he throws out his weapon, it sounds like it's on a chain. I don't know how the Master System was able to do that, but this game sounds so good. Even the steam there sounds like okay, an 8-bit rendition of Steam, but it sounds like Steam and it sounds like it's hot and it's full of pressure. And that's what I mean by it sounds like Steam. It's really good. The sound effects are really, really good in this game. Everything from the bombs exploding to you getting hit to all the different enemies getting hit. It sounds visceral. It sounds like, oh gosh, that hurt. So yeah, that's nice. The sword slash doesn't sound as nice as I'd like it to, but hey, I suppose you can't have everything. The Game Gear did what the Game Gear could, and it couldn't do much more than that, I suppose. So yeah, I've never played this game with headphones in the Game Gear. Whenever I played it, it was just with the speakers, so I don't know if this was stereo. Yeah, that's a shame. I would have loved to test it out back in the day, but this was my brother's Game Gear, so I wasn't going to plug in headphones. I was just going to play it, and that was it. But yeah, it would have been nice if I'd have tested it out with headphones to see. So yeah, but I didn't. Yes, I know this is a Game Gear, so this point may be mute, but there is no speech in this game. I don't believe I've heard speech in any Game Gear game. My brother had Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I think there were 3 Mortal Kombat, so I know he had 1 and 2. And there wasn't speech in those games either. So Yeah, I don't think it's just something that the Game Gear could do, or the cartridges with space. But no, this game doesn't have any speech at all. As in, I want to say speech, I don't necessarily mean him saying something for magic, but just getting hit. It's just a sound effect. There's no speech in the game, so I'm not going to knock it for that, because I haven't come across any other game that has. But it's just, he is a ninja. He's really silent, and this is the first time that a ninja's been really silent in every aspect on a Sega system. Okay, probably the Master System, but I never had a Master System. My cousin did. But the games and the machines that I played on that were Sega. So yeah, really strange. I know I should have expected it, but I'm just like, oh, there's no speech at all. Even when I get hit, there's just nothing there. Oh well. What is nice is that each stage has its own music, and the bosses have a theme as well. So that's really cool here. The music quality, quite frankly, is simply amazing. It's fantastic. Well, most of it's done by Yuzo Koshiro. And so therefore, we're talking Revenge of Shinobi, we're talking Streets of Rage 1 and 2, Fame, ActRaiser, you know what I'm talking about. And he also helped with GG Shinobi 1 as well. The Game Gear has never sounded so good outside of these two GG Shinobi games. The music is fantastic for every stage. The boss soundtrack are fantastic. Not the boss, the bosses. Sorry, I'm illiterate. I'm not reading what I've written down properly. They are fantastic. Every track is fantastic. It's just, you know what? I know it sounds rude because we're talking about Game Gear here, but I would have loved to heard these tunes via the Mega Drive. It would have been so cool. Or even, I don't know, a Mega CD. Just to see what they're like when they're not 8-bit. This would have been really, really nice. But as it stands, the game's audio for music is great, just great. Do yourself a favor, if you do ever play this game, or if you have played this game in the past, just listen to the soundtrack again. It's great, it's fantastic. Yes, it's not as good as the 16-bit counterparts, but it is really, really good. And to be honest, most Game Gear games sounded like arse. And this is coming from someone who was a Sega fanboy. Like I said, my brother had a Game Gear. Some games even have proper music. But I think that more combat games, I don't think they even had music. It just says sound effects, and even then, a lot of it was cut out, from what I remember. If I'm wrong, someone correct me, but that's what my memory is telling me. But yeah, this is great. This just sounds, the visuals, sorry, not the visuals, the audio, the music is better than the visuals, and the visuals are great. Go figure. It's just, I remember back in the day when I heard this, I looked at my brother and I was like, wait, that's coming from the Game Gear? And he was like, yeah. I was like, huh? I was shocked. Because obviously we had a Mega Drive. I didn't think the Game Gear could do stuff like this. Even Sonic didn't sound that impressive to me on the Game Gear. But GG Shinobi 1 and 2, flipping hell. Excellent. So yeah, on the audio side of things, great. No complaints. Just, it was a tour de force. A tour de force, probably the best that was on the Sega Game Gear. Okay, for fun factor, overall, this is better than GG Shinobi. The sequel did improve upon things. The ninjas felt better. The difference between them was exaggerated even more, so that was even better. You notice that there's no bounce back there. You just get hit, minimal bounce back, and you flash. How most games should be when you get hit. So there's none of this, oh, I got hit and now I'm going bouncing back like Castlevania or Revenge of Shinobi into a pit. Yeah, it's not as severe, so that's nice. But anyway, yeah, the ninjas, they stand out a lot now. They're much more different. The variety you got to put it this way, you're gonna have your favorite ninjas. Some ninjas are more optimal for certain stages, but you're not gonna care until you have to change. You could be like, oh, that's my favorite one. So I mean, look at this guy here, Pinky. Be like Spider-Man there. Love it, love it. And good for any stage just in the darkness, and it throws bombs. The bombs attacks for Pinky, yeah, they're alright. The green one is basically Revenge of Shinobi. Do the double jump and throw out multiple ninja stars. You don't have to put a cheat on. He just has infinite ninja stars, which is cool, a la Shadow Dancer. The characters themselves, the speed of them is really good. So the game doesn't what's going on today? Am I that tired? Feel. The game doesn't feel sluggish because of the speed of the characters. Don't know where I was going with sound. I got a lot on. Anyway, hopefully I remember to cut this bit out. Yeah, so the game doesn't feel sluggish at all. The ninjas do feel the same. All their walk speeds are the same. Obviously, they have different abilities. Some can walk on water, some can walk on ceilings. Their magics are what really differentiates between a lot of them, and you have to use them at specific points. This is like Shinobi meets Metroidvania. That's what this is like. There's certain parts of the stages you can't get to, or you just miss, because a lot of them have different exits, but you would need certain ninjas to do that. So that's really nice. The green ninja's double jump can be a little bit cumbersome at times, just like Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3, but not as bad as Revenge of Shinobi, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. You can find those blocks and destroy them at certain parts of the game to extend your health bar. Obviously you can find 1-ups, ninjutsu magic, hearts to replenish lost health. So this game is very basic, but very, very good, and especially for Shinobi on the go. There's no question about it. This is a premium Game Gear game in that respect. There's lots of replayability. Look at that little zoom in there. That looked really cool. I remember the game playing well on the Game Gear's D-pad. I don't remember this game being an issue whatsoever. Obviously, I'm not playing on real hardware, so now you can use any controller you like. But even at the time, I remember the Game Gear controller being decent. My only negative, realistically, for general gameplay, is switching between magic and ninjas. Obviously, you on the Revenge of Shinobi and Shinobi 3, to change your magic, you'd have to pause and scroll, but you weren't changing that much. Here, you have to change between the ninjas a lot, so you're pausing the game a lot and changing, because it's only got 2 buttons realistically. Yeah. But you know what? There is one thing that will make this game much, much, much better. Bonus round. And that would be a cheeky remaster. Just give it to .emu. Yes, I know what you were going to say already. That they're doing a new Shinobi game, Shinobi the Art of Vengeance. I know that. I'm just saying, this particular game could use the Wonder Boy in Dragon's Trap treatment. You know, 8-bit to just sublime looking. You don't have to change the gameplay or anything like that. Just give it that visual overhaul, because people ain't going to play this game. They're just not going to play GG Shinobi 2, which is a shame. They're just not. If you haven't played it already, chances are you may watch people talk about it on YouTube, but you're never going to touch it. You're just not. Simply because it just, sorry to say, just doesn't look that great by today's standards. It feels great. It sounds great. Even then, the music is trapped behind 8-bit dings and tinglings, you know, rather than some good, honest 16-bit sounding music. But what they did for this game here, Wonder Boy in Dragon's Trap, this is essentially an 8-bit game. Obviously, yes, I know the original wasn't widescreen, but you can see here what they've done. And they've almost like they've painted over, and you can do the same for the music as well. You can have the 8-bit music or the remix new music playing along with any of the 2 visuals that you like. And I would just love them to do that for GG Shinobi 2. It's possible it could happen. Nothing's impossible, but the chances are it's not going to happen, which is just a shame because I'd love that to get this treatment. And like I said, I know there's a new Shinobi game coming, and that's fine because that's a new Shinobi game, but I just want this Game Gear Shinobi game because personally, this is going to sound blasphemous, but I think GG Shinobi 2 is far superior than Revenge of Shinobi. Yeah, I know, you're probably thinking, end the video, this guy don't know what he's talking about, but in terms of playability, I just think it's a better game. Now, is it better than Shinobi 3? No. No, it's not. Shinobi 3 is just, no. Even with all the different ninjas and the colors and their abilities, it's still not better than Shinobi 3. No. But I feel that it's better than Revenge of Shinobi. And it's just a shame that it's going to be forever stuck on that hardware and it's never going to get a remaster, or I don't even think it needs a remake because this didn't get a remake. This was just whatever this is, HDFI, I don't know what you call this. Whatever this is, I want that for GG Shinobi. Anyway, I'm out. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.